Hi, everyone, and thank you for coming to the Markeisha Hall podcast. I'm your host, Markeisha Hall. I'm an IEP coach, parent empowerment partner, and certified autism travel professional. And I have a very special guest with us here today. I have Isaiah and Bernard, which is Isaiah's dad. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and then we're going to get into it. Go ahead, Bernard.
All right, I'm Bernard Bingham. I'm from originally from Philadelphia, live in Delaware now. I am a finance manager, and this is my son Isaiah, who became an overnight sensation here in Delaware since December.
Wow.
Isaiah is the first legally blind football player here in Delaware.
That's awesome.
He started playing football this past year. Prior to that, he played basketball, won a championship in basketball. Mm-hmm. His first sport he ever played was baseball down in the Miracle League when we lived in North Carolina. Mm-hmm. Now Isaiah he's the CEO of his own clothing line, which is Vision Clothing Line. Let's see your shirt.
I see it. Nice.
Vision Clothing Line. And he's just been a ray of sunshine through this pandemic.
Okay. Right. I came across you guys' page because I am a sports mom. 3 of the 4 kids play sports, and the only reason the youngest one isn't is just because the other 3 do. We don't have enough parents to get us all around. So I came across that and I saw football and that he was legally blind, and I was just I just think that was awesome. I mean, tell me about you said that Isaiah's legally blind, or Isaiah, you're legally blind. What does that mean for our viewers that aren't familiar with what that entails, and how did that come to be?
I'll let him tell you exactly what he has.
Mm-hmm. It's when the tissue is formed in your eye.
Okay. So since birth.
Yes. Isaiah led his team in sacks, forced fumbles, and tackles for a loss. And now he's getting ready. Now he's getting ready for football season. Training started, but he hasn't been to no trainings yet due to the fact that he have some other important meetings and stuff going on, like business-wise,
right,
for his clothing company. So maybe next week he'll be going back and start training on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
And we're not talking flag football, right? We're talking.
No, Isaiah, will you play flag football? Why not? Because you what?
You don't get the hit in
it. So when I heard that, on top of that, because we played flag for a little while, and we got into tackle, and I was just a mom in the stands, the collisions and the noises and the people, get him. Isaiah, what's your favorite team, first of all? What's your favorite football team?
Chiefs.
The Chiefs?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we're Saints fans over here. We're going to have to talk about that a little bit later. Well, we're Saints fans, so what position do you play? I didn't even ask you, Isaiah, what position do you play?
I played nose guard.
Nose guard. That's defense, right? And that's how you got all those sacks and... Sorry, I got a little notice on here. So what do you love about playing football the most?
You get it's competitive. You can move around. There's a lot of space.
So when you used to play basketball though, did you always want to play football, or do you still play basketball?
I always wanted to play football, but my mom told me to play basketball first.
Oh yeah, those moms. I tried to keep my son out of tackle football as long as I could too. We don't want to see our babies get hurt out there, Isaiah.
So I signed them up. I signed them up without her knowing.
Mm-hmm.
That was me and his little that was our little deal right there.
That's your
like,
little deal.
I'm going to sign you up. So once this money is spent, you got to play. So what they thought was, so they had a draft. You know what a draft is?
Yes.
So they had a draft, and they had the whole like combine and everything.
Right.
So Isaiah in the combine, he was doing everything the other kids did.
Right.
They didn't know he had an eye disorder.
Right.
They couldn't tell until one day he got out of breath, and he also has asthma, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to go check on him, and one of the coaches that was looking at him in combine, because he's big for his size, he was 10 at that time. One of the coaches, he was like, "Bro, I got him here. He could use my pump."
Right.
This was before the COVID thing jumped off, because he wasn't going to use nobody's pump.
Right.
So he said, "Man, I've been watching him." I said, "I know he looked like he got it all together, but Isaiah is legally blind. Isaiah can't see within a foot of him, and he has no peripheral vision."
Uh-huh.
And the coach said, "Wow." The coach was like, "Wow." He like, because he couldn't believe it.
Right.
So he drafted him in the first round, second pick.
I love it.
And they thought he was going to just be a kid that played so in the league, the kids got to play a certain amount of plays every game.
Mm-hmm.
And they thought he was going to be one of the kids that play 8 plays a game. Isaiah, first game, he had a sack. It was the first game you had a sack?
No.
Oh, you had oh, no, that's the one where you hit the boy, right? So one of the games, he hit the boy and he caused the interception or something. And he started dancing a little bit on the field or whatever, right? And his coach was like, "Get off the field or whatever," right? So at his practices and stuff, they was asking questions and stuff. And they was like, "No, we got to get him in the game more,"
right.
And he became the starting nose guard. Wow. And then from there, he just flourished.
That's his passion. That's his passion. Yeah. That's what he said he wanted to do, right? So he knew that what he was going to be good at.
Right.
That's amazing. How does that work on the field, Isaiah and Dad? You said you can't see peripheral and a foot in front of you. So how do you know? How do you do your plays? How do you work the football field when you can't, when you don't have your peripheral vision, or you can't see, I think your dad said, a foot in front of you?
They gave me the position to just, since I play nose guard, I'm right over top of the center. So that way I can see when they hike the ball.
Oh, okay. I'm just so excited because I know that sports has been such a great vehicle for our family, for our kids. Like I said, we've done volleyball, football, baseball, basketball, everything but soccer, which the little one wants to do. And so I just feel like this is inspiring to other kiddos that think that would typically, you wouldn't think that someone who was legally blind wouldn't play football. And so I'm hoping that your story reaches other kids and their families to keep on going for what your dream is. Do you have anything to say to any kids and parents out there about if they're scared about their kids playing a sport like tackle football or any sport that they might try to play? Do you have any encouragement or any words for kids out there?
I just want them to know they could do anything and they have to give everything a try.
I like that. So much. And you're a CEO of your own company. I mean, come on now. At 11, how did that come about?
My coach gave me the nickname Vision. So, ever since that, I made a clothing line.
That's amazing. You are amazing.
So they gave him the name Vision, like in a complimentary way, because he was saying, the coach was like, the kid is unbelievable. He's seeing things out there that other kids is.
Right.
They have all of their stuff, and they're not doing half of the things that he's doing. Even like at halftime, like they had used him for an example, not in a bad way. They were saying how, this kid has a disability and he come out here and hustle 100% all the time. Y'all just like real lackadaisical, like y'all don't really get it, you know? So, but I mean, and he really has a passion for it because he cried so bad when they lost in the playoffs. I mean, it didn't even mean nothing to him that one of the coaches at one of the major schools over here came to him and said, "Yo, I want you to visit our school," because they was recruiting him. He's only in 5th grade.
Wow.
And he can't play football there until he's in 7th grade. So, I mean, it's just, he's just been enjoying the ride. You know what I mean? He's been on numerous interviews with people. He has been on, I don't know, radio shows, major radio shows. He's been on all type of stuff. So
I definitely know that it's I don't even want to just say inspiring. It just shows you that when you have a passion, you can still work towards that passion. Your passion comes from within, and you can't let it, nothing's going to stop you from that. And that's what I was drawn to and amazed when you guys popped up in my feed, because we had a modified season out here for California schools for football. And I just hope that everything continues to go super well for you guys. Now with school, also, what does school look like for you, Isaiah? Your schoolwork?
I get pretty good grades. I get all A's, and I always stay on my work.
That's awesome. Straight A's and scholar athlete.
He gets very upset when he don't have, like if he forget to plug in his computer or something like that. I mean, the whole house get blamed for it. He's like, me, my wife, and his sister is like, he's like, "Where's my charger? I need my charger." This, he's very, very he's very in tune with that. He's going to do his work regardless. So, I mean, he just knows that, like, I guess he knows that, like, that schoolwork and stuff comes before all of this stuff, you know?
Right. So navigating the community and things like that, being legally blind, what does that look like? How do you navigate when you're out and about?
Oh, you thinking? I'm sorry.
Oh.
He said he was thinking.
Okay. He's probably like, what? I just go. He probably hadn't had the questions because he just does it. It's probably not a issue for him because he just does it every day.
Well, a lot of times he do stay in the house a lot since the COVID thing. He was very, very scared of that. When he goes out, he pretty much navigate pretty well. But like at nighttime, he's really close to me and my wife. He need to know his surroundings. When he go places that he's familiar with, he's pretty cool. When he's in building, in school, he's pretty good there. A lot of places that he go to, and me and my wife is with him, he's good. But when it's unfamiliar territory, you can see him become a little clingy to mom and dad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and he do use the skills that they teach him, because he do have a person to come out and do what is that called?
The DVI.
Oh, DVI comes out, and it's like mobility or whatever, and they take him different places. At nighttime, he do have a cane that he can use.
Okay.
So besides that, I mean, he's so good.
Right. So I'm gonna get where I need to get. Well, I know that he had other interviews this morning, and I don't want to hog up the rest of you guys' day. I just wanted to connect and hopefully share your story with other families that listen to the podcast. It's generally for parents of kiddos that have different disabilities, and to let them know just to go for it. Sign your kid up. If that's their passion, or if you don't let your dream or their dream doesn't have to be stifled because they have a disability, that can keep on going and try it. Like Isaiah said, try it and give it your all.
He also has a few other things that he wanted to tell you about.
Yeah.
If you want any of my clothing, you could go to www.vision322020.com.
Okay.
And what else do you have coming up?
Coming up May 31st, I have the Motown Jackson 5
musical.
Oh, awesome. Wait, you're in the musical?
So what that is that they reached out to us because they wanted to honor him.
Uh-huh.
And they want the young kids that's portraying the Jackson 5s, they want to wear his clothing line.
Nice. It is. I did check it out. I will be going to place some order. It's very nice. I must say.
And he also got something else.
I'm pretty soon I'm going to be an author. I wrote a book called The Way I See It.
I love it.
So that'll be coming out within the next, I'd say, about 6 weeks or so.
I love it. You are a little entrepreneur and a scholar and athlete. And I saw on your website that you have a favorite verse, a favorite Bible verse, I believe I saw on the website somewhere.
My favorite verse that I live by is Philippians 4:13. You could do all things through Christ that strengthens you.
I love it so much. Somebody just give you a little hug. You are so inspiring. Thank you so much for.
What's your motto?
Vision is better than sight.
Hey, you know what? I love it. I just can't say anything else, but I just love it. To be so young, to be so young and to have that vision.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I was about to say, you're welcome, honey. You're welcome so much. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to end the broadcast, but I definitely want to have you back when you have your book.
She's here now. You want to come and say hi, dear? Want to say hi? She was looking for you. She said, we'll wait for her. Here she comes.
Okay.
Hello. It's the one that makes the car run a little bit.
Thanks a lot. How you doing? I'm tired.
Well, thank you for sharing your son with me. This is amazing. I mean, wow. I was telling them we love sports, and that's how I ran across the page. Wow. And I know how hard. I heard that they snuck football up on you.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Yeah, they still sneaking it up on me. That's what
I was saying that I kept my sons in. I didn't want them to do tackle because just the noise of the helmets clashing just.
Exactly. But that's what he wanted.
I'd be stressed out.
I know.
That's what he said. I said, "What's your favorite part?" He's like, "Somebody."
Yeah, I still don't like it, but it's what he wants to do.
I know. Me either.
So
I'm stressed out.
So if you asked him, Isaiah, what's that sound that you like? I can't hear you.
Clap.
Oh, that's the song that makes. That's the song that makes me be like, "Oh, somebody's son."
I know. Go get my baby. I'll be ready going that way.
One day he he hit this boy so hard one day, right? He hit the boy so hard, and you know how you hear that clap, that sound. He came back over to the sideline. She up there like, oh, you know, and he like, yo, I think I got him speaking Russian now.
Oh man, I just can't. They be like, get him. I'm like, don't get him.
Exactly.
Don't get him. What's my baby?
We appreciate you finding them and reaching out for him to be able to talk to you and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Definitely. Two things I definitely love is special education, help families with kids that have disabilities and seeing them out doing things that they want to do. Like there's a way to make it happen. And I know a lot of families will find this encouraging and inspiring, be like,
Exactly.
I know how football is. So I was like, for sure, is this flag? What?
Oh my God.
We couldn't get him to play flag football. And we still can't get him to play flag football.
He don't want to play flag
tackle. You know, well, I don't have to tell you guys. You guys know. It is what it's just a lot. So when I saw that, I was just kept scrolling and looking and tapping on the stuff because I was like, how? I need to reach out to them. I hope that they say yes, because sports can bring, you know, especially like Isaiah was saying, like it was just in him. He wanted to play. Like he just wanted to play despite anything that was going on. He said, I want to play football. He said, my mom put me on basketball first. Looks like he tried to pull him over to basketball, but football was it for him. So anything to tell parents of kiddos that do have visible and invisible disabilities about trying, you know, anything that you can tell a parent that would like just encourage them. I get a lot of parents that talk to me because I do special education consulting, and they just feel like those types of dreams, like of maybe being a sports mom or bringing the snack bags, or because they've been told that their child, and Isaiah from birth, that they probably told you a lot of things that he will not probably be able to do. And a lot of people take that and they feel very sad. And what do you have to say?
Wow, a lot. Because first of all, the very first doctor, I don't know if my husband told you, that we took him to, his name is Dr. Jeffrey Board. I'm going to put his name out there in Raleigh, North Carolina. We asked, well, what will he be able to do sports-wise? He said, oh, well, he'll only be able to swim. I said, thank you for your time. Have a good day. We won't be back. Because you can't tell me, because he's able-bodied. He just has physical, sighted issues. But he can run, he can walk. You cannot tell me that all he can do is swim. When God told me to bring this child into the world, so because before even that, my A1C was high, and they was like, well, he could have this issue, that issue. And I went outside the hospital and I prayed and I asked God, is this child to be? God is not going to make any mistakes. And he said, this child shall live. And that's why, from the moment he was born, we just started instilling in him, and I found out, you told her how I found out? No. So he was about 2 hours old in the hospital. And, you look over their hands, their feet, and just make sure they got everything going. And I saw his eyes and I said, oh, wait a minute. And I told her, something's going on with my son's eyes. What's the problem? And she said, well, he's fine. He's just waking up. I said, no, I need you to get the doctor up here to tell me the same thing. And the doctor came within 2 hours and said, no, he definitely has something. I can't tell you what, but there's something. I said, I know there is. So that's when 2 months later, they came in with the lights flashing to see what he can track and all that. And from that moment on, we said, if he can feel in his heart to do it, then he's going to do it. Football was just a little harder for me to accept. But I would tell any parents with children with disability, don't let anybody tell you they can't do it. Let the child tell you what they can do, and push them towards things that are safe, but still let them take a little risk as long as it's not going to hurt themselves. Let them try it. You might not be able to do it a traditional way. Like they make plays geared for Isaiah. They make plays specifically for him because he's sighted. He has issues with his vision. So let them try it. Maybe they got to throw it this way or throw it that way. You'll find somebody that help you do that. Don't accept no just as no. Like unless they just fully incapacitated, you can't just accept no. That's just not acceptable. So what you put in your child is what they're going to get out. Had we not told Isaiah, since he could understand that he can do this, put a basketball in his hand, put a baseball in his hand, help him by the hand. You can walk, you can find your way. Had we not told him, then he would have only known the limitations that we were putting on him. Because at that point, he didn't know limitations. We would have been telling him, you can't do that. Wait, stop, slow down. You can't do. No, we said, you can do that. Yes, you can. Yeah, and then if he can't, then he'll show us that he can. But to date, he has not shown us that he couldn't do anything. Because we've always told him, you can do whatever you put your mind to. Yeah. So that's what I would tell parents. Don't take it at face value just because this professional said it. Do they have a child that's disabled? Do they have a child that can't do? And if the answer usually is no, then you can't let them tell you what your child can do. You know, invest in your own child. See what they can do. Start small and let them build on it. You know, I'm not going to send Isaiah out there to ice skate, but I bet you he can. I know he can because we put him on a pair of skates and he just went off. But I was like, well, he's skating. No training, no nothing. He just went. So he's an athlete, period.
He's an athlete. Yeah, I was going to say that's just,
he's an athlete. How to ride a bike in the street, ride a bike, just know what the sounds and all that. And was I scared? Of course. But now he can ride a bike, no trainer wheels, up and down. He can do it. You got to watch him. You got to monitor, make sure the cars and stuff. But I would tell anybody, okay, the doctor said this, do your own research. Do your own do your own searching within your child. Let them tell you. If they tell you they want to try something, if it's safe, let them try it. You know, so that's what I would tell. It's not true. It's not true. And I'm going to write a letter to the doctor that said all he'll ever do is swim because he played baseball. He won the basketball championship with his team last year, and now he's playing football. And now he has a clothing line. Now I'm going ready to be an author. And so you can't tell me what he can't do.
And I love that you said that the limitations that we put on them, because we're listening to, parents are listening to all these things, and then they take away what, first of all, your dreams of what you'd be like, oh, my kid is going to do this, that, and the other, and you feel like it's snatched, and then you put that limitation on your son because like, oh, they told me this, so.
Yeah, exactly. They must be God. No, God. Exactly. So we take the doctors and other advocates' voices, and they mean well sometimes, but you take it as God and know if you have to consider the source. What did God say? He's here. That's how I believe it. What did God say about this child? And then you just go from there, you know? And if you don't have God, I mean, I don't blame have anything against you, but you might want to seek something else that's stronger and more powerful than you. So that's what I live by, and that's why Isaiah lives by it, because who said you can't do what? They're lying.
Yes,
exactly.
Do it. Yeah, and I love that there are places, because some areas don't have a Miracle League or different kinds of programs, and the football program that he is in now, he has the talent, so they're like, we're going to make
and it's a regular football league. It's not like it's special. It's not special needs. It's just like they didn't even understand that he was blind. They said, what's going on with this kid? But that's because we instilled it young, and instilled it young that you can do. So he wouldn't have had to have the confidence. He wouldn't have had it. Had we said, you know what? No, don't do that. Don't, let's just try something else. And I did say it with football, but then finally I was like, okay, let's see what he's going to do. Let's see what he's going to do, I did say if he get hurt, he getting off the team.
that part, okay.
That's right, that part right there. That part right there.
He has one time to get hurt, and mama's coming on the field.
Because you can't see the way you see, exactly. So, but they understood that, and you don't put them out there to get hurt, but you put them out there to get experience.
Yes.
They
did not take it easy on them. They just because a lot of the other teams that they were playing against, they didn't know he had vision issues.
Right.
They could care less.
Right.
They're kids. They're just playing. But so we're proud of him. We're very proud of him.
I'm so blessed that I came across you guys' account. I wish just blessings on blessings on blessings on you guys.
Right. Thank you.
And we're going to have all of you guys' information for the podcast listeners out there. Their information will be in the notes. So you'll know how to get in contact with them, and you want to share their story on some of your platforms, then I will have that in the notes.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye, Isaiah. Thank you so much.
Bye.
All right. Have a good one.
Okay. You too.